Atleti do not want to sell to Barcelona. Do Arsenal profit out of all of this?
Yeah, I think they do. I mean, look, all of the guidance we're being given is that Arsenal are still pretty pessimistic about their chances of getting Julian Alvarez. But he didn't train with Atletico Madrid today. He had a stomach bug which kept him up all night, apparently. But I think that the concerns about his future are probably keeping him awake as well. It's very clear he wants to go to Barcelona. It's absolutely adamant that Atletico Madrid will not sell him to Barcelona. And so I think from what the people I'm speaking to, it's a very stark choice for Alvarez. You either stay put where you are right now or you move to Arsenal. Those are his two options. And let's be honest, let's see how that situation at Atletico Madrid develops, because he was booed off by his own supporters, didn't go and applaud them at the end, went straight down the tunnel, cut a pretty disconsolate figure at the weekend. If he feels that that is intolerable and he can't continue there, or the fans do, or his bosses, they may accelerate their plans to try and sell him. And for Atletico Madrid, it looks like Arsenal is the only option. So, will, at that point, Alvarez's agent say to him, I think you should have a conversation with Mikel Arteta. And I have full faith that if Mikel Arteta can sit in front of Alvarez, he can sell him the project.
Yeah, but hold on, Rob. Arsenal know there's a player who does not want to play for them. He doesn't want to play for Arsenal. He wants to play for Barcelona. Why would you, James, why would you buy that player?
That's something that Arsenal would seriously have to consider, because I think, look at the situation Arsenal were in and the squad was in when Mikel Arteta took over. A number of players didn't want to be there, didn't have the right attitude, and he's worked so hard over the course of nearly 7 years now to create that winning culture, and finally they're getting the fruits of it. They won the Premier League title. This season they're favourites to win it once again. They should go on and get very close to lifting the Champions League as well. But also, when you look at that squad, there is a need, you'd think, for a player to score the number of goals that Alvarez can score. He's got Premier League experience as well. That'll be vital. Clearly, Victor Gyökeres should get better a year on. But the fact he didn't start that opening game against Coventry tells you a lot about how Mikel Arteta views Victor Gyökeres, and perhaps he hasn't been that missing piece of the jigsaw which Arsenal thought he was when they did sign him. But that's something Arsenal need to really bear in mind. If they sit down and have conversations with Julian Alvarez, they'll want to know, do you really want to be here? Because this could eventually be a problem for Arsenal if it becomes clear this is not what he wants.
Let me tell you the rest of the news that's happened today, because there's an awful lot that's happened. Juan Laporta, the Barcelona president there, actually I think said something a little bit more interesting in that interview. It's noticeable he didn't offer an increased fee. He said our offer remains on the table. He went on to say that when Atletico Madrid told us he wasn't for sale, we stepped away and we respected them. But we have discovered, Laporta said, that Atletico Madrid are talking to other clubs about possibly selling Alvarez. So that's why I'm making this public restatement now. Atletico Madrid's response to that is absolutely fascinating. They haven't done it on the record, but Marca, who are the most well-respected sports newspaper in Spain, have got direct quotes from a senior source in Atletico Madrid where they said, the player is being portrayed as the victim here, but we are the only victims in this case. They have harmed us both financially and socially, they accuse Barcelona of. They say there is 0% chance of us selling him to Barca. This situation isn't about money, it's about dignity. That tells you everything. That tells you everything you need to know about the relationship between Barcelona and Atletico Madrid. And when Julian Alvarez realises he's not going to get his dream move to Barcelona, what are his options? They are stay at Atletico Madrid, where you've upset the fans by telling them you want to go to their bitterest of rivals, one of their most bitter rivals, or do you go to the reigning Premier League champions who've just made the Champions League final? Having said I don't want to play for you, I want to play for them. It looks pretty invidious either way for him, doesn't it? I think it's a difficult situation. I think he's got some difficult decisions to make. Arsenal are not shouting about this. They're not doing a lot of work on it at the moment. But if, at any stage, his agent or Alvarez himself says, I'd like to talk to Mikel Arteta, things could still happen before that deadline next Tuesday.
Feels like another deadline day move, this one, doesn't it? It really does. Right.
There is a lot to get into. This report coming out from Atletico Universe from Marca. Breaking. Julian Alvarez has finally accepted that Atletico Madrid will not allow him to move to Barcelona. And for the first time sees that this is his only option is Arsenal. Everything around him is leading him for the first time to seriously consider leaving for Arsenal. Now, as I said, this saga has probably got a few more twists and turns. I personally think he will end up he will end up an Arsenal player. There is so much news around this story. Fabrizio Romano is tweeted out earlier today. And this is off the back of a Barcelona statement. Let me bring up the Barcelona statement first, because Barcelona tweeted out something along the lines of Barcelona. This is what Florian Plettenberg said. Breaking. Understand Barcelona have made the decision internally. Julian Alvarez until deadline day or nothing. Hansi Flick fully supports the move. Deco is pushing for Alvarez and will not give up. Other strikers have been explored, but if Alvarez can't be signed, Barca could end up signing no further striker unless exceptional opportunity emerges on the market. Johan Laporta has made the financial means available for Julian Alvarez. And then, off the back of that, Fabrizio Romano tweeted out a statement from Atletico Madrid, and they are saying, from the very, very beginning, they are being consistent, that, as it stands, Julian Alvarez will not be leaving Atletico Madrid to join Barcelona. Now, this is exactly what, after Laporta's words, Atletico Madrid have come back with. The player is being victimised, but only the victim of the Julian case is us. They have harmed us economically and socially. There is zero chance of selling him to Barcelona. The situation is not about money, it's about dignity. There is zero chance selling it to Barcelona. There's a campaign with many lies and half-truths. The only one who pays for Atletico. And that is from Atletico Madrid's hierarchy. And then when you look at the statement coming out from Marca, I just personally think the only way that everyone in this story gets what they want, Julian Alvarez ultimately, according to Atletico Madrid, they will not sell him. And as I said yesterday and the day before and the day before that and the day before that, what big European club is going to come in for an unhappy player? Let's look at PSG. Well, in the striker area, they've got Ferran Torres. They've got Ousmane Dembele. Man City have Haaland. Real Madrid have Mbappe. You know, Arsenal are the only team, Bayern Munich have Kane, are the only team where that striker role could potentially be available. Now, Kai Havertz is clearly Arteta's main man. But what happens with Jesus? What happens with you know, Victor Gyökeres? Miguel Delaney has come out and said that a potential advantage is Arsenal having in the Julian Alvarez saga is that they can send forwards the other way, with both Victor Gyökeres and Gabriel Jesus appealing to Atletico Madrid. There is a possibility that Gyökeres or both, plus a financial fee, could be offered.